And I think it was really important for us to make a film that felt relatable, even if you're not from the community, because I think we've all been through, trying to have it all, like have a career, date, have good relationships with your family, try to be your authentic self or whatever that is, and self, discovery and all these things.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. All right, next start.
Charlie. Your first love, Charlie?
Yes.
Drink?
Yep. Double. How are you?
I'm good.
Did you come alone tonight?
What happened to you two then?
He just turned out to be another suburban boy, and I'm a smoking hot diva.
Plumes of hotness. She doesn't know what she wants.
Can you not talk about me like I'm not sitting right here?
God, you're so touchy.
So touchy.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm
nice to
well. Yes, I'm well. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
When I was watching this film, I fell in love to such a nice touch to this rom-com. I loved it.
Yay.
So, what was your vision for this film?
The vision, yes. So I think the thing that we really set out to do was, one, make a rom-com in sort of the traditional sense of it, but then, in the center of family that we haven't seen before. It was really important for us to make a film that felt really like joyful, because there's no real bad guys, spoiler alert, in this film, but there's a lot of, journeys, and people go through, their own journey in this. And I think it was really important for us to make a film that felt relatable, even if you're not from the community, because I think we've all been through, trying to have it all, like have a career, date, have good relationships with your family, try to be your authentic self or whatever that is, and self, discovery and all these things, but then package it in a way that really fit that rom-com mold, where there was a lot of really funny, big humorous moments, but there was a lot of heart as well, and I think we certainly wanted to embrace the community and show them in a light that maybe we haven't seen in a while or before.
Exactly. And you described it so well. As the director, how did you work with the actors to create the natural chemistry that make the film feel so authentic?
That's a great question. I think first, casting was a huge part of it. And then, making, we worked with different pairs of actors before we went on to film, where we really workshopped their scenes. And we, made sure that it felt authentic to who they were. We did a lot of rewriting during the rehearsal process, where, they felt like certain lines would not be what they say, or they wanted to clarify their intention. Because something we were very mindful of is that, while it's a comedy, we didn't want to laugh at anybody, but we were laughing with the people. So it was very important to make sure that the humor was landing in the right place, and really making sure that at the end of the day, everybody got along so well, and there was such good chemistry. Everybody was having a great time on set. I mean, I don't think I've laughed so much on set, just, having a good time. I mean, it was tough, but it was a lot of fun. And you could see the actors were having fun doing it. They all really bonded. So a lot of that naturally, I feel like, you can see it on screen.
Exactly. And I did notice all of that. The movie balances romance and comedy beautifully. Was there a particular scene or moment that you felt really captured the heart of the movie?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of scenes that I think really get to the heart of it. I think the scene when Charlie comes to the store is a scene where you can really sort of see the humor between, Charlie, Jay, and Pia, but you can also see a lot of sweetness and tenderness, and about people who used to date before being in the same space. It's very intimate, but also, there's a lot of things going on in that scene, and I think that's a great example. And I also really love the scenes, especially the scene between Simone and her mom, Lakshmi, towards the end of the film, where they have their heart to heart. I think that's a really good scene as well that really kind of reflects the film, because there's a lot of heart, but there's also humor in that scene. And there's also big moments of like catharsis for the characters in that scene, which I think is a nice representation of sort of the heart of this film.
Exactly. And after watching the film, my takeaway was the film explores faith and timing and love. You know how some people say, good person, wrong timing, or wrong timing, good person. What do you personally think about the idea of destiny in relationships?
That's a really good question, because that was often how we would talk about Pia and Charlie's relationship. We would say right person, wrong time, and they just got maybe lucky to rediscover each other, maybe when they were ready, but they had to go on their own journeys, I think destiny is a real thing. I think you never know where you'd meet that person. And I think, being open to the universe, they always say, if you're open, what needs to come to you will come to you. And, and then you find that right person. I don't know if I believe there's only one person, but I certainly believe that, there's a lot of people that you'll interact with. It could be romantically or otherwise that can really, be, like food for your soul, and help you grow.
Yes, yes. And I don't think, and in the movie as well, I mean, she went on many dates, so I don't think she's a good person either.
Yeah.
So, what was the biggest challenge in bringing the story to life?
The biggest challenge, obviously, I think for me as the director was it was a very big cast. It was a very big film. There was a lot of elements, but also really balancing the tone of the film, was important, because obviously the things that I really gravitated towards were the humor, and there's a lot of big sort of broad humor in the film, but there's also a lot of like self-discovery and internal things and emotional things that needed to be balanced correctly so that it doesn't feel like these are two different worlds. And I think that was definitely a challenge in both on set to make sure that the humor landed in the right place, but then also working on the edit and making sure we found the right rhythm for the film so that everyone felt like they were on that journey and the emotions were ebbing and flowing correctly.
Yes. And one thing again, you touched on it a little bit. I want to get something deeper. Is picture this has a diverse cast and a fresh perspective on love. Lately, I mean, especially South Asian, it's not something we usually see a lot now, and now it's becoming a lot more. So how important was it to bring that representation to the screen?
I mean, I think that was very important to me as a South Asian woman and director. I think that's one of the reasons that I related so much to the script, because it gave me an opportunity to share the story of a family that I think I can relate to. These are people like the people I grew up with, and I think we don't often get to see them that way. We wanted to show, it was not even creating, it was more putting up a mirror to the way, we are in the community, and say, here we are, and here we are existing in all our multitude of ways, each of us, because there's a bunch of South Asian people in the film, and they're all different. And I think that was important to show the whole, I mean, it's not even the whole spectrum, but it's a spectrum of us, but it's also relatable, because I think people can relate whether you are or not, because the themes are universal, but we wanted the representation to feel authentic,
Yes. Oh, thank you so much. And this was so amazing to get to hear from you, the director, and to see that you, as a woman director, telling stories from your own perspective. Please keep doing the big work, keep doing the good work. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was lovely.